I'm Kelly Anthony. This is the Anthony Kitchen, and today we are making the most delicious chocolate cake in the world. The cake that I speak of could be none other than the Texas sheet cake. Now, the first part of the recipe, we're gonna combine the dry ingredients. So we're gonna be working with all-purpose flour and granulated sugar. Now, we're gonna need 2 cups of all-purpose flour, and 1 3/4 cup of granulated sugar. Okay, so in went the last of the sugar, and now to that, we're going to add some baking soda. Be sure not to mix up your baking soda and your baking powder. And we're gonna add 1 teaspoon of salt. There we go. Grab your handy dandy whisk, stir that together, get it really good and well combined, everything evenly mixed up. Before we move to the stovetop ingredients, this is worth a mention. If you like cinnamon and chocolate together, feel free to add a ½ teaspoon of ground cinnamon to your dry mix. So what we're gonna do on the stovetop is melt down some butter. You're also gonna add in 1 cup of brewed coffee or espresso. The cake won't have a strong coffee flavor and you really won't taste it at all once it's baked. But what it does is it brings out all those chocolatey notes and it just makes it a little bit richer and a little bit more decadent. So once your butter and your coffee are in the pan heating up, you're gonna add your cocoa and then we're gonna let that simmer for about 30 seconds, kill the heat, and we'll come back over to add it to our dry ingredients. Okay, so that's it for the coffee, butter, cocoa mix. I'll just set this aside for now, and we're gonna mix up our buttermilk, eggs, and vanilla. So here I have a ½ cup of buttermilk. I'm just gonna crack 2 eggs into this pitcher. Add about 1.5 teaspoons of vanilla, 1 1/2. Make sure your eggs are really good and beaten up and mixed well. So back to the dry ingredients. I'm gonna make just a little well in here, just like so. And I'm going to go ahead and enlist my handheld mixer here. You'll pour the chocolate right in the center, just like so. And now with the mixer on low, you don't have to use a mixer. You could totally use a whisk or a spoon for this. You're gonna just mix it until it's combined. Make sure you don't crank that beater up too high. You don't want to get splashed with hot chocolate, and you definitely don't want to overwork the cake batter. Now, once you've got this all evenly combined and you don't see any more flour, you can add your buttermilk, egg, and vanilla mixture. Just pour that right over the top. And then again, we'll mix on low just until it's well combined. And there we have a beautiful, smooth Texas sheet cake batter. Time to get it in the pan. Now here's a little tip. Before I add cake batter to any pan, I always come in with a silicone spatula and just wipe down the bottom and the sides of the bowl, kind of fold it up and over. And that just helps to make sure that absolutely everything is super well incorporated and looking perfect. So we'll just pour that batter right over the pan. Okay, now depending on what size pan you're working with, you're gonna bake this for 20 to 25 minutes at 350 degrees. Cake is all baked, smelling delicious and looking perfect. Now we're gonna take it back over to the stovetop and we're gonna whip up that decadent fudgy sheet cake icing. I've already got my butter melting in the pan. To that, I'm gonna add cocoa, salt, and milk. Once everybody's all melted and looking good, we'll add in the powdered sugar. It's gonna look like it's not gonna come together, but trust me, it is. Just keep stirring. Last of all, you'll add in that splash of vanilla and the icing is done. Now what we're gonna do is just pour it right over the top. Oh yes, please. And once you've got that icing poured across the top, you'll just use an offset spatula or a knife to spread it to the edges. And while you're doing this, you're gonna have to make up your mind really fast, whether you're gonna be team pecan or team no pecan. I am on Team Pecan today, so I'm gonna go ahead and just sprinkle them right across the top. Now what you're gonna wanna do is just let this set up. Give it anywhere from 30 minutes to an hour, depending on how warm it is in your house, how humid your environment is. And then once that sheet cake isn't 100% gooey to the touch, you can go ahead and slice into it and serve it. Remember, you can get this recipe and hundreds more at theanthonykitchen.com. And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, The Anthony Kitchen, where we are posting a new recipe every single week. While you're there, go ahead and click that bell to make sure that you get notifications for our new videos. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll catch you next time.